Okay, here we go.
Chicka.
Yeah.
Kill Bill and Rav. We don't suck.
Ooh. Bow. Bitch. Boom. Bitch.
So, episode 57. Great. We're here. We're doing it. We're doing the big thing. The big thing.
Not only are we doing it, we're doing it well. And by well, I mean to really low standards. What are we doing?
Well, Bill, I'm glad you fucking asked. We're going to be doing the talktotransformer.com thing.
Shit.
I wanted to do this for a while when I was in Japan. I watched a Game Grumps video. Actually, it was a Grumps video, not a Game Grumps video, where they talked about this site which basically gives you access to this AI, as I understand it, that's been fed a whole lot of information, like different books, articles, sites, and stuff like that. And so this website, talktotransformer.com, pertains to this AI that's been fed a whole lot of different information, as I understand it. And what you do with it is you type in a prompt and it generates a text based on the prompt. And so that's what we're finna do. You could type in anything, you could type in Guile kissed Ken on the lips and then sort of see how the story unfolds. Or
Have you been reading my diary?
if you've ever had a question that you could seemingly never find an answer to, perhaps you could feed that question to this bot or AI and then hit generate and see what it produces for you. So I'm stoked we can go back and forth on this and see what kind of answers we get today and what kind of inspiration perhaps we manage to extrapolate from this whole experience.
I'm very excited. I can't wait to see what it's got to say about a lot of things. A lot of unanswered questions, a lot of scenarios that have been playing in my head for years, decades, millennia.
Speaking of scenarios that have been sort of like circulating in our heads for a while, I just typed in Rav kicked Bill in the dick. And here is what it wrote.
Excellent.
Rav kicked Bill in the dick. He now sat in the dust-covered chairs waiting for his ex-wife to come and call his sentence. Well, he's gotta die, she said. He looked at her in the eye and shook his head. You think it will work? He said. No, she said. It's not going to work at all. You're an adult. You can take care of yourself. Well, how are you going to take care of me? He said bitterly. Ooh, and that's where it ends. It's a slice of life.
Steamy.
Perhaps an excerpt from the future.
Yeah, maybe. One can only hope. So I'm going to enter the prompt. Rav shitted on himself in broad daylight. Rav shitted on himself in broad daylight. In one episode, he wrote about a woman eating a chicken sandwich, and when another character shouted, "Who's the parent?" Rav bin Nachman replied, "Now, if you were a monkey, you would eat a..." What a cliffhanger.
That's really short. I'm
that
surprised.
one worked out great. That one worked out great, man.
Sometimes...
Oh, no. I just did one. I don't want to read it.
Just go for it. You can cut it out if it's bad.
Okay. I put in, Goku had a big old boner. Goku quickly jumped over to an unconscious Vegeta's cage and pulled out Vegeta's cock. All his fights had always ended with a big load.
Yeah.
Shot all over the place.
Yeah.
So he wasn't one to avoid violence when it meant a sexual release. Krillin, Goku, and Bulma flew through space to an island, a very nice looking forest on the outside, and an abandoned island on the inside. The island was deserted. There were no stars or clouds in the sky.
What was wrong with this one?
Honestly? It just hit too close to home. Adam Sandler looked down at his giant nipples. In a sing-song voice, he said, "Okay, this is more for a small audience." Then he grabbed his giant breasts and sat on his gigantic little feet. Then he walked up to a big audience in a big hall. "Let's see if there are any bigger people in here, okay?" Sandler said. "Say, Jada Pinkett, this is your new husband." Jada Pinkett couldn't even talk because of the giant jiggling breasts. Sandler invited her and her tiny husband to his, and then it stops.
Man, I wanted to know what happened next.
I wish it was grave. Sandler invited her and her tiny husband to his grave.
That would have been great. Okay, I don't know. Let's just give this one a go. I basically fed the AI. Bill tumbled down a mountain of feces. He had a long tube-fed feeding tube in his nose, which was a challenge to force open. His prison things were all shit-stained with excrement. The drip bag was filled with what could only be urine. So he had to pee every 15 minutes in order to get to pee-pee. So he had to pee every 15 minutes in order to get to pee-pee. But he had a short fuse when it came to physical punishment, like the next week. So he was shocked when the first big spurt of urine hit the floor.
That's good, man. That's good. I like that.
I'm going to continue that story after your next prompt. I'm going to actually feed it. So Bill was shocked when the first big spurt of urine hit the floor. That's where we're going to continue from. So Bill was shocked when the first big spurt of urine hit the floor. Megan ran into the bathroom and asked Bill if the pee was his own. Then he asked her to pinch his testicles. "I don't know how he knew, but he knew," she said. That was the turning point. Since then, Megan said, the pair have been intimate 2 or 3 times a month, often 1 time a week. Theirs is a lifestyle that, quote, not many people would do, Megan said, sighing. Oh, and it ends there. I just like the part about where you get your balls pinched.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
I didn't like that continuation. I'm going to find a different one. Oh, go for it.
Right. I have one for you, buddy. There goes Rav smoking crack again. He even keeps trying to sell me that helicopter that he got for a few bucks. Maybe he's tired of looking at some no-good crackhead on his lunch break, Shrek said, while he put the sleeping Chica down in a corner. He then looked over at where the kids were asleep and frowned. Not that I don't think the chief is just as bad, but we could probably all learn a thing or two from one another. I suppose I could show you how to use that really neat drill to...
Damn.
Stop.
So Bill was shocked when the first big spurt of urine hit the floor. That was the best he had ever smelled. That day, the Lord appeared to him in a vision. The vision happened every day. At first, Bill thought it was just a bad dream. But after a few days, he had a feeling that God was actually in the room with him. After that, it didn't take much for him to believe it. Bill's testimony was recorded on Sunday, January 24th, 2012, by the spiritual secretary to the church. And then it's just a quote, "I was afraid to go," and that's where it ends. Well, that took a wild turn.
Oh, that's beautiful.
I'm learning. Okay, so this is, I've realized that we went into this thinking was going to tell us funny stories and everything. But in reality, it's giving us the lore on each other. We're learning things about one another.
Yes, exactly.
Well, actually, I have an interesting story for you. It's one of your stories that I didn't know about before until I was informed. So.
Oh, okay.
Bill took a shit in his own hand is what I fed. And it says, Bill took a shit in his own hand, a shit he had used to clean his penis. And wipe it when he masturbated.
Wow.
I feel violated by my own body. Told you he was a virgin. It's the effect that choice had on him. took a picture. He took it in this bathroom outside of his friend's apartment. Took it when his buddy was right there, shooting their shit into a bag. The water, ... soaked my sheets. Dirty sheets. But he still... I want to know what happens next. My favorite part is that like he took a shit in his own hand, a shit he had used to clean his penis and wipe it when he masturbated.
Yeah.
It's just
Y'all
what's
can
funny
quote
about
that
it.
one.
What's so funny about it is how real it is.
Yeah. Life imitates art, brother. Okay, so I've got one. Rav ate his poop because he wanted to. Very good. You bet. This is the next step on what many might call the evolution of the duck-billed platypus. Facing extinction, the platypus recently lost its human lovers and is only allowed to breed on an island in eastern Australia.
That's facts.
Not too long ago, the platypus was not a creature to get too hot under the collar, especially when it came to stopping poop fires. Male platypus were known to slam their teeth into the females they impregnated in an act that just stops.
Damn. Okay. Platypus used to be one of my favorite animals at one point. I mean, it's still my top 10.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. This is so bizarre. Okay, so I put in Bill broke his own legs to suck his own dick. And I wrote, it was pretty la of him to do so. To do that so soon after he had busted his balls to give. That thick dick was doing just fine with the way the band. Okay, I'm just going to stop.
I just put in Hagrid farted on Dumbledore. Which said, part of my ongoing education, said Hagrid eagerly. Hagrid is a very fine customer. Wait till he farts on you, said Dumbledore. It's good. It says author's note. I am completely done with this. I'm running out of power and I need to make the ending. And it just stops there.
Great.
Squidward murders Mr. Krabs. TMZ reported on the drama Thursday, which quickly sparked outrage from online viewers. In a statement, Nickelodeon said the show was a production of Scooter Braun Productions. A spokesperson later defended it, saying the killing wasn't the inspiration for the show. The polarizing series was created by Schaefer, his wife Paula, and their mother Suzanne Braun. Each character in SpongeBob SquarePants comes to life when he or she experiences a traumatic experience. Each character feels personally responsible for the events.
Wow.
That's like weirdly dark, bro.
Yeah. Mine was I put Bill put the gun down, then it did like a whole lot of underscores followed by Merry Christmas.
For Jesus Christ.
I have one that's sort of true. I wrote Gandalf took a mystical suppository. And it followed with, though it does not give him great powers, it has given him immortality. After the scene ended, I ran away from the theater screaming and rubbing my eyes and throwing up, and only after seeing it with my own eyes can I be certain of it. A tweet later, I went back to the theater and tried again, and by now, we were clapping. No different, just different. And so it goes with those things that are unfamiliar, that hurt the most, that you never thought you could get. And then it just kind of never ends.
Beautiful.
That was pretty good.
It was good.
Okay, so I fed the bot. Bill wanted his foreskin back.
Awesome.
His doctors cut it off.
Tight.
His doctors cut it off, broke it into pieces, wrapped it in plastic, and stashed it at the Toronto General Hospital in 1946. They didn't know what to do with it. They thought the disease had advanced to the point where a doctor would amputate it. What I knew was that I had lost my life as a plaything, that I lost my mind as a baby, and I'd lost my childhood, that this was something I couldn't go back to, and that I couldn't live with, he says. His doctors... I like that your foreskin was cut off of your doctors, broken into pieces, wrapped into plastic, and stashed at the Toronto General Hospital, 1946. Like, it's such a phenomenal description.
Oh, I just got a good one.
Oh, go for it.
I've said Solid Snake had a raging boner.
Okay.
He sighed. Sorry about this, he said. He managed to keep a straight face for a moment. Snake laughed and shrugged. This is just like me, he said. I never thought I would say this, but I really like women. Every now and then I'll look at a porn magazine and be like, what the hell is this? No more? Okay, what's next? At least you weren't a perv, the gecko muttered. Yeah, I guess I wasn't. Just makes me think of the fucking the geckos, the gecko gears or Metal Gears, the little ones.
Yeah, I wrote something and I'm trying to complete it and it just don't make sense. I wrote Bill was rap battling Eminem. It says, both rappers were discussing how they were all done with the situation. The big rapper guy said, fuck Bill. He should have killed us right there. Fuck him. Bill just shrugged his shoulders and shot him a look of amusement. Eminem then said, I hope you're proud, because next time you want to rap all over my face, I'll take your ass apart. And then the Eminem probably had the best part of his career. His rap was really good, and it's inspired me to...
That's actually based on a true story.
Yeah. I wrote, Bill tripped over his own genitals, and it followed with, no word yet on his trip to the local hospital and possible injury to another person. That's it.
Beautiful. I'm glad no one was hurt.
Well, no, it's just no word yet, but you've possibly injured another person.
No one was hurt.
You hurt another person, including yourself.
I'm glad no one was hurt, Rav.
Okay.
Obama fought Goku. Goku dodged Obama's try to eat him with some decent kicks. Then one of Barack's surfs landed. OMG! President Obama and Tao met. The Obama surfer looked like the greatest candidate in history. Tao had a fist fight with the shadow surfer, and when the shadow surfer escaped, Tao did not fight it. This leader, the Obamas, are powerless to resist. What do I do? Tao thinks. It is too strong. Mr. Surfing Rama, please forgive.
Okay, wow, it took some turns.
Yeah, it really did. I found something. This one's pretty funny.
Okay.
I put in Mortal Kombat is gay.
Okay.
This is what it says. Mortal Kombat is very gay. Mortal Kombat is actually, in most aspects, a straight power fantasy, and perhaps the pinnacle of gay entertainment as a visual medium. All fighting games have a tendency to focus on female characters, whether they're from warrior, lesbian sex magics, pirate warships, or BDSM-centric leather doms. There are exceptions like Capcom's
Smash.
Yes, of course. There are exceptions like Capcom's Tekken series, but given its straightforward gameplay and minimalist concept, Tekken 5 stands out in this aspect. In most fights, katana, and it stops. I'm going to do that. I'm going to run that one more time.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, I love the way they said that Mortal Kombat is a straight power fantasy.
Can you do me a favor? Can you tweet Mortal Kombat is a straight power fantasy? Please.
Yeah.
Just tweet it. People will find out why you tweet it. A few days from now.
Like later.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like if people ask, like I have to be like offended. I have to act like offended, like super mad. Like they're just like, what do you mean? Be like, what do you think I mean? Like,
yeah.
I mean? Like, all right. Mortal Kombat is gay. It's not out of the question. It may come out in the future and it may not. There are a lot of different opinions on the character, and now he's gay. I had no idea that they were trying to do a movie in the future. I can't imagine anything better than Mortal Kombat than bringing some sort of promotion to it. I'm sorry you've been turned off by it, but it's just an oversight of the animators' way of doing things. That's just the way they are. So basically the animators made Mortal Kombat gay.
Yeah. I mean, dude.
Hold on.
In reality, Mortal Kombat
oh my
isn't.
God, this is gold. This is gold. Everything that I put in is so funny. It's like Mortal Kombat is fucking lesbian. I put in Hillary Clinton is smoking dust.
Okay.
So it says Hillary Clinton is smoking dust. Donald Trump tweeted yesterday. Trump says Clinton is a smoke-filled toilet.
Okay.
Donald Trump on Wednesday morning launched another broadside against Hillary Clinton, who came under scrutiny earlier this week after a letter that surfaced in which her campaign rejected most of Sanders' positions on trade, health care, and Wall Street reform. Crooked Hillary is doing terrible in the polls. I'm sorry, but she is a failed politician. I don't know who is running her campaign, but I know she is a failed politician.
What the fuck? What the
I just like how it's that Donald Trump called Clinton a smoke-filled toilet.
I like that. That's pretty funny.
It's fire. Oh, you tweeted that thing?
Oh yeah. Well, I expected you to tweet the thing too. You should.
I'm about to right now. I just tweeted it.
Good. I it's gonna people are not. I can't. Hold on, where is it? I just love that. It'll make no sense to people, but I'm excited to see what people will say. Why is it so funny just seeing that tweet in like a void of no context. Some people are gonna wake up and look at Twitter and see that. That's your first tweet of the day.
I put in Sonic was giving birth.
Yeah.
Where was the room he'd come in from? Was the baby crying? Was he throwing up? What was he breathing? Once again, the series of questions didn't leave an obvious answer. He searched for anything but his father's mugshot. Mutt responded to the inquiry with a gruff, "Don't bother masking me anymore," and signed his name with a thick grease pencil. Do you have a question for the intern? Email it to intern@rgj.com.
What? What the fuck?
I have several questions for the intern. I'll be real surprised if somebody doesn't like get somehow offended by my straight power fantasy thing.
I don't think so.
Which would make it like 20 times funnier. Okay. Bill and Rav fought to the death. Rav eventually outdid his brother with 2 fists of fury. But even with 2 fists, the bloodthirsty Rav is a distant third.
Wow.
And then it's a whole bunch of stuff about robots. Wait. I'll read it anyway. Ron discovers that 2 fully grown robots have been experimenting with 3 different types of electricity. Eventually, though, the robots are killed in the same way that Rav's clones were.
What?
I could see this would be used for a dry fight, but I can't imagine Ron disposing of the 2 robot fists with a single punch. I don't think it would be shocking if.
Okay, shocking if true, I guess. I'm going to try to write something as if it's a script. And I'm going to write like Rav, what? Question mark, and then Bill.
Oh my God, I just put in what you just said, and I'd like to read it.
Go for it.
Rav says, what? Bill says, it's true. Rav says, you do have an awfully distant relationship with the Torah. Bill says, oh, I can't really see it in the second book. I'm sure it was written by a different person. Rav says, there is nothing particularly religious about the mitzvah of peeing outside. It's just a very intimate way of getting one's beast out.
Facts.
Bill says, do you remember the story about the rider and the donkey? How did he protect himself from the donkey? And it just says Rav, and there's nothing like this.
He pissed on the donkey, bruh. I guess that's what it's implying.
I guess, man. That was beautiful. That was a really good one. I want to start doing this like quotes like this because I think this would be good.
Yeah, because it's a slightly newer format.
Here we go. You say what? I say it's true. You don't want to expose yourself to this thing. I'm telling you, that is insane. The evil in her is immense. You say, I thought you meant to say that she was not very powerful. I say, there you go. What did you say? I didn't say that. What did you say? Rav said, don't talk about your girlfriend. I say, please, let's just get out of here. Tribal council meeting. Rav asked Bill to let the...
Tribal council meeting? Oh, man.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is going to be... I'm just going to say Sonic Obama. Like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Sonic. You'll never take them. You'll never get the... Obama, chuckling. You mean the Chaos Emeralds? Madame Sverina? I'm surprised there's such a thing as the Chaos Emeralds. They're not supposed to be hard to get. Obama, snorting. You guys think this has anything to do with the Blue Evil Phoenix? Madame Sverina. I don't know, but if it's any help, we know one of the other candidates has some kind of connection, and she's not an... Hillary. It's Hillary, bro.
Damn. Okay, so I just wrote Rav says shitting, and then Bill says, and I left it blank, right? So this is what I filled in. Rav says shitting. Bill says, it's a random pile of dirty laundry. This is rather absurd because first off, there is no empirical evidence to suggest that any other religion would follow the exact same practice of praying to Shibla, the feminine form of Shika. Is it even possible? No, of course it isn't. So one must simply acknowledge that even though the Asatru Führer has a clear emphasis on worshipping mother greetings, he has no place to worship Shika. Of course, there are many alternative texts. That's your response to just me saying shitting.
Hold on. Okay, here we go. Soldier Boy. I just put in Soldier Boy :
Yeah.
So Soldier Boy says, what I want is for little Mo. Omnia, the first one, says, mother. Nas says, over.
What?
Juicy J says, y'all dead wrong.
That's amazing. Okay, let's try another one. Rav says shitting, and this is amazing. Okay, Bill says wow. Bill says wow. Bill says Bill says wow. And it just continues in different ways. I'm actually gonna copy paste it for you.
That sounds accurate. That's actually accurate.
These are really good. Actually, I'm gonna copy paste both of these because they're both my favorites so far.
Okay, Soldier Boy says, don't fuck my dad, bro. Bill says, yeah, it's a little gay, but I swear my homies at my apartment are trying to teach me to cook. Bill to homie, and then to Hobson. You know my homie, did that dance you did. Did that dance you do before a song like Fresh Off the Boat? Bill says, he heard a tune from a fat chick in his neighborhood. Homie says, yeah. You doing? Bill says, yeah. Homie says, one of your ghetto homies? Bill says, nah.
Damn, but I want to know what homie said afterwards.
yeah, dude.
That's amazing.
I'm gonna run that one again, but you should go again.
I wrote Rav says shitting, and then Bill responds with, who's behind the bloody monstrosity? This is what I've been waiting for. This is it. I've got a lump on my head, rolling down his pants. It's me. I've had a bloody orgasm. I mean, I was deep in the grade beyond, using my mind powers to take back my body. I just couldn't stop myself. My erect penis is completely, and then it doesn't complete.
Jesus Christ.
Like,
Soldier Boy says, don't fuck my dad, bro. Bill says, all right. Soldier Boy says, I've seen too many stories of your relationship with us. Bill says, give me 10 more minutes, baby. It's about to get real. Let's go. Soldier Boy says, ...
That's great. I'm still going with the same prompt because it's been working for me. Oh no, this is a different one. Sorry, I'm tripping. Rav says, "That's my wife." And then Bill responds, and that's why I left it blank. Rav says, "That's my wife." Bill says, "You are right. I should change the world or kill some people or neither. I would really like to change the world. I really hate my wife. My wife hates me. I'm so stupid. Oh my God, my wife hates me. Why does she hate me? That's right. She thinks I'm stupid. Even my wife will tell you this."
Jesus Christ, man.
Why is it always like you turn out to be a psychopath and there's like, I don't even respond. It's just a monologue.
Yeah. It just ends up being me responding over and over. It happens on this side too. Okay, listen to this one. Soldier Boy says, "Don't fuck my dad, bro." Bill says, "All right." Soldier Boy says, "Yo, I'm popping on you, motherfucker. Yo ass is Kane." Bill says, ... "Can you... You know you got canes and canines. Give me a call. I'm in." Bill says, "Dude, that's offensive. Why would you even say that? You know what would happen to me? A black dude who do that." Bill says, "I will be fucked up on meth and other things." Bill says, "'Cause like..."
That's great. I gave it a new prompt. I wrote, Rav says, "That's my wife." Bill says, "Yeah." SpongeBob says blank. So Rav says, "That's my wife." Bill says, "Yeah." SpongeBob says, "This is the portal to Middle Earth." Bill says, "You guys are kidding, right?" And that's where it cuts off.
You guys are kidding, right? I'm going to hit this prompt one more time. I can feel like... I haven't read this one yet, but I can feel like it's going to just be awful. Soldier Boy says, "Don't fuck my dad, bro." Bill says, "All right." Soldier Boy says, "Who needs my shit when your dad gots it now?"
What?
Bill says, "In fact, I already got a stepson." So Bill says, "As the man puts it, he's got it all." Soldier Boy says, "The man, he gets a stepson, right?" Bill says, "Yeah, he gets a stepson, and they fuck like cats." Bill says, he can't wait to fill them. Bill says, "You telling me he needs to buy him chicks? You mad?"
What the fuck? Okay, so
Let's see here. Goku says, "His power level is too high for me to win." Mr. Krabs says,
Don't touch me, money.
Goku says, "I won't." Mr. Krabs says,
Try it, I won't touch you. I'm up for some cash.
Goku says, "Give me some." Mr. Krabs says,
I think it's me property.
he says my, but I'm saying me. Goku says, "Give it to me, you bastard." Mr. Krabs says,
I said you could touch me for free.
Goku says, "I didn't give you the chance. Now give me that money. The money is..."
oh, damn. The money is what?
I don't know. I'm going to hit the prompt again, but you should go ahead.
Let's see. Rav says, "That's my wife." Bill says, "Yes." SpongeBob says, "Aha, now I know her." Bill says, "Huh?" SpongeBob says, "She said that she's going to stop watching anime." Bill says, "Huh?" SpongeBob says, "Because she'll change her mind after watching Ano Natsu." Bill says, "Wait a minute. What?" SpongeBob says, "At some point she was watching anime until she started crying." Okay, why am I never talking and you're just like, huh?
What? Huh?
Impossible. Yeah, that's great. What's the... Okay, I wrote... Okay, so Rav says, "That's my wife." Bill says, "Yeah." Eazy-E says, "I'm not a religious person." Bill says, "Okay." Easy says, ... "I just ... They gave me a push and I broke my leg." Bill smiles. "That's incredible." Ha 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 ha. Eazy-E says, "That just made me more determined to beat the world. My mantra was fighting through the pain." Bill sobbing.
Excellent. That's exactly how it would go down in real life.
Dude, the AI is so good, dude. Fuck, they're gonna take over the world next year.
This is gonna be interesting. Sonic says, "You're so hot." Bernie Sanders says, "No, you." Sonic says, Bernie Sanders says, "You're so hot." Sonic says, "You're so bad." Bernie Sanders says, "No, you." Sonic says, "You're so good." Bernie Sanders says, "Nothing."
No, I want to. This is getting hot and heavy.
Super sexy. I'm going to hit you with another one real quick. So Sonic says, "You're so hot." Bernie Sanders says, "No, you." Sonic says, "I am the hottest." Bernie Sanders says, "You know who's hot?" Sonic says, "I am. You're my heat, bitch." Sonic says, Bernie Sanders says, "Fuck off and die."
Jesus. That sounds like...
Sonic says, "Yes." Bernie Sanders says, "All right, that'll teach you." Sonic says, "And I do the same to everyone I can." Bernie Sanders says, "Yes, fuck you, you fucking animal." Sonic says, "Yes." Bernie Sanders says, "No, you don't." Sonic says, "All in all."
Can you screenshot that one so that you can one day crop the Bernie Sanders says, "Fuck you, you fucking animal"? Okay. Hold on. Bill says, "Marry me." Eminem says, "Oh, well, I don't know, honestly." Bill says, "I like the boy." Eminem says, "What's your name, bro?" Bill says, "I'm Bill." Eminem says, "John?" Bill says, "I'm Bill. How's it going?" Eminem says, "I'm fine." Bill says, See that? The girl is to fuck her, man." What? Dude, I love your conversations with Eminem. They're so...
I know they're just so lifelike.
eye-opening, yeah.
Okay, this one I'm gonna do some risks on this one. There's gonna be some Telemundo shit. You ready?
Yeah.
Rav says, "I don't know how to say this." Dr. Dre says, "Just say it." Rav says, "I am pregnant and you are the father." Dr. Dre says, "No, I'm not. Back at the flashback house." Dre says,
Flashback house?
"I am not." Rav says, cries. Dr. Dre says, "Damn it, you bitch." Rav says, "I'm an addict, man." Dr. Dre says, "You are not." Rav to children, "Now what's this? A last second confession?" That's right.
Damn. Okay. Bill says, "Marry me." Eminem says, "I don't marry men who can lift tables." Bill says, "Go tell the kids you love them because you won't see me around for a long time."
Jesus Christ.
Eminem says, "I'll never see you again." Bill says, "I'll never see you again." Eminem says, "I love you. I love you." Bill says, "Only ever see you when you're famous." Eminem says, "You'll never see me again." Bill says, "And we can only die a few thousand years from now." Damn.
Oh my God, Rav. This is something else. I got another one that's some real gas.
Let's hear this one.
Rav says, "I just don't know how to say this." Dr. Dre says, "Just say it." Rav says, "I am pregnant and you are the father." Dr. Dre says, "Okay," but it's spelled like O.K. Rav says, "I'm never going to get rid of you. Not ever. Never." Dr. Dre says, "Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean that. I'm sorry to have scared you." Rav says, "There's no reason to be afraid. I'm only afraid of myself." Rav says, "You're my soulmate." I'm going to hit you with one more pregnant one.
Okay.
Rav says, "I don't know how to say this." Dr. Dre says, "Just say it." Rav says, "I am pregnant and you are the father." Dr. Dre says, "What? Who are you?" Rav says, "My baby is a girl." Dr. Dre says, "What? Who are you?" Struggling. Snoop Dogg says, "Hey." Rav says, "I'm a woman. That's a boy. That's a boy. Are you kidding me? Look at me. I know I said no to you." Yo. This is the one. Rav says, "I'm in love with you." Danny Brown says, "I have AIDS." Rav says, "Well, I'm not so sure." Danny Brown says, "I have AIDS and I'm about to buy a large ass Corvette." Rav says, damn, well, one day it's not going to be you that you're fucking, but I still want to fuck you. So it's just going to take, so.
Okay, I wrote, Ramona by Kill Bill, the rapper, is a straight power fantasy. And it filled in with Ramona by Kill Bill, the rapper, is a straight power fantasy. His choice of shoes is a totem. For a rapper, it's a statement that means he's going to make it. Shoe quotes, tattoo parodies, chainmail, that's killing it. He's not trying to pretend he's a goddamn existentialist, but that's a symbol of control he wants. This album shows a rapper who actually accepts his power and who can, like it or not, make his own destiny.
I agree. That's exactly what that album is about.
Yeah. Okay, so I wrote, Bill says, marry me. Dennis Rodman says, we're already married. Bill says blank, right? So Bill says, marry me. Dennis Rodman says, we're already married. Bill says, question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark. Dennis Rodman says, you know, I really don't give a fuck. Bill says, and that's where it ends.
Beautiful.
Art imitates life. And life imitates art.
Yo, this is so good.
Let's hear it.
Rav says, I am a furry. Anthony Fantano says, get out of my goddamn house. Rav says, no. Anthony Fantano says, get out of my house, motherfuckers. Rav says, now. Anthony Fantano says, go fuck. No, fuck you. Go fuck yourself. Burn the witches and get a lot of hate mail. Rav says, it is your right as a citizen of New York, USA to do whatever you want with your free speech rights. Rav says, if you cannot accept this.
Wow. Okay. Bill says, marry me. Dennis Rodman says, we're already married. Bill says, all caps, wouldn't you marry me? Dennis Rodman says, yes. The man who tortured me sent me to prison. Bill says, I would marry you. Dennis Rodman says, yes. Bill says, yes, yes. Dennis Rodman says, yes, please. Bill says, I want to break your ribs. Dennis Rodman says, yes. Bill says, I want to punch you in the face. That's where it ends. You just get hella violent with your mans.
I got another one. This is probably one of my favorite ones so far, okay? Rav says, I am a furry. Anthony Fantano says, get out of my goddamn house. Rav says, bye, fam. Annette Westfall says, hey. Rav says, went to bed at midnight. Anthony Fantano says, God bless you. Anthony Fantano says, I wonder if it's the death angel or the slime demon. Rav says, did it wake you up again? Rav says, Raz. Anthony Fantano says, a little of both. And this is my favorite phrase I think I've ever heard in my life, okay? Anthony Fantano says, clarity-induced light sleep with a bittersweet termination. Rav says, the bloody thong of jealousy.
What? The bloody thong of jealousy? Oh my God, dude. That's beautiful. That's poetry in motion. Oh, man. All right. Bill says, marry me. Wait. Dennis Rodman says, we're already married. Bill says, question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark. This is a recurring thing for whatever reason. Dennis Rodman says, don't take me back. Bill says, I'm not taking me back. Dennis Rodman says, I'm so tired of getting your gay ass pity. Bill says, http:// www.thebolditalic.com/2007/06/07/trip-rob-brown/. Bill says, all caps, I have no idea why we're being tortured. Dennis Rodman, all caps, ha ha, Diana. Okay.
I hit him with that hyperlink.
You did. In the middle of I'm gonna start doing that when I don't know what to say. I'm gonna just do that.
So literally everything I put into this I am a furry Anthony Fantano thing is like gold. Like none of them have been bad.
Oh really?
Here we go. Rav says, I am a furry. Anthony Fantano says, get out of my goddamn house. Rav says, why? Anthony Fantano says, from the time you cut your eyebrows So when you face paint, why the fuck are you in my house in my goddamn fucking fursuit? Rav says, what's the fucking problem? Rav says, maybe you can leave and I won't fucking scream. Anthony Fantano says, you only got one path to a well fucked.
Oh, dude, oh man, there's so many screenshotable like ones on your end. Let's see. Bill says, marry me. Dennis Rodman says, we're already married. Bill says, this time it's like 11 question marks. Dennis Rodman says, lol. Bill says, we have a daughter. Leave it all to me. Dennis Rodman says, do you even get it? Bill says, all caps, we put children first. The only essential to be new. Dennis Rodman says, wow, followed by 23 question marks. Bill says, look at our, all caps, look at our fucking genius. Dennis Rodman says, all caps, lol, it was your baby, you fuck.
What? He just lols a lot.
He does. You're like, it's our daughter. He's like, lol, wow.
Lol. I'm gonna hit you with like maybe one or two more of these fursuit ones.
Okay.
Rav says, I am a furry. Anthony Fantano says, get out of my goddamn house. Rav says, go find a fucking alternative. Anthony Fantano says, you're not welcome here. You're not even remotely welcome here. Go find your own goddamn place. Rav said, I never said I wanted your fucking place. I simply say I want my own. Rav says, my relationship with you is over. Anthony Fantano says, you are not a person. You are an object.
Let's see. Okay. I think this one could be gas. We'll see. Go for it. Go for it.
That's so good. Rav says, I am a furry. Anthony Fantano says, get out of my goddamn house. Rav says, I am a furry. Anthony Fantano, in all caps, says, stop asking questions about my friends. Rav says, he is a furry. Anthony Fantano says, in all caps, what kind of friends do you have? Who the fuck are you to be in my house? Rav says, I am a furry. Anthony Fantano says, what? Just how sexy are you? That's like my first quest.
Screenshot that one. Okay, so I wrote, Bill says there's doo-doo on my hands. Snoop Dogg says, that's hot. Let's make out. Bill says blank, right? So Bill says there's doo-doo on my hands. Snoop Dogg says, that's hot. Let's make out. Bill says blank. Snoop Dogg says, OMG. Bill says nothing. Snoop Dogg says, OMG. I am in heaven. Breathes deeply. Bill says, sweet Jesus. OMG. Snoop Dogg says, do. Bill says, you here? And that's it. So there you go.
Yo.
Okay, what is it?
Rav says, I can't get over how good my farts smell. Naruto says, what the fuck? Rav says, I wonder why then. There are times when I think about it, but then I start getting a nasty wind in my nostrils.
Nasty.
Naruto says, how does the wind smell? Rav says, sweaty. Naruto says, you smell that stuff? Did you win a beauty contest? Rav says, it's salty and sweaty, so I'm assuming that's how I got it. And it smells like ...
Damn. Okay, so this doesn't make sense. I wrote, Bill says, do you really, really love me? Joe Rogan says, my love for you is stronger than corded steel. Bill says blank, right? Okay. So Bill says, do you really, really love me? Joe Rogan says, my love for you is stronger than corded steel. Bill says, do you really, really love me? I know you love me. Joe Rogan says, I will continue to love you until you don't love me anymore. Bill says, do you really love me? Why would you lie to me? Joe Rogan says, I love you more than your husband in a heartbeat. Bill says, do you really, really love me? I was your sugar bunny and your secret crush.
Wow. I'm a sugar bunny. I just was like, do you really, 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 really love me?
I just imagine, yeah, you know, do you really, really, really love me? He's like, I love you more than corded steel. Do you really, 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 really love me?
Rav says, do you want to fight? Naruto says, I would, but I have diarrhea. Rav says, why do you have diarrhea? You should be getting strong soon. Naruto says, I have been going for 2 weeks without eating. Rav says, how do you know you have diarrhea? Naruto says, because I feel like I have diarrhea every time I breathe. Rav says, but that's not like you.
Facts.
Naruto says, I don't even have diarrhea because I have Dio. I mean, Sasuke. Rav says, well, then maybe he is.
Damn.
Dude, that's not like you.
That's not like you.
It's like, imagine like running up on somebody and they're like, dude, I have diarrhea. And you're just like, dude, that's not like you at all.
It's like, are you sure? He's like, yeah, every moment that I breathe, I feel like I have diarrhea. You're like, okay, pal.
Okay, dude, I think I'm done. I'm
I'm going to read this last one. Bill says, do you really love me? Joe Rogan says, my love for you is stronger than corded steel. Bill says nothing. Joe Rogan says, my love for you is worse than the wrath of the African god. Bill says nothing. Joe Rogan says, my love for you is more intelligent than the smelly oneness of Funkadelic's hip-hop life. My love for you is stronger than my brand new found hate sickness of me, 45. Bill says nothing. Joe Rogan says, my love for you is worse than the... And it doesn't go anywhere. But that's
beautiful.
Oftentimes love doesn't go anywhere. Well, thank you guys for tuning in for the worst episode to date. Every episode we try to, I think, outdo ourselves. And I think we've done it again.
Sleepy beepy boop beepy.
See you on the beepy side.